sister. Recovery.
Side by side. Zoe's in pain. Scale of 1 to 10, Zoe.
I feel about a 7.5. Back pain is definitely burning sensations.
Ooh.
Burning? Oh my goodness.
Mama, go get the cooling thing so she don't burn.
Let me get it. Okay. More to come. Hang in there. You're a trooper, Zoe.
I'm a trooper. Hey. Afternoon check-in. I'm back home. I'm trying to find comfortable ways to sit, and it is not happening for me. Trying different pillow positions. I'm at like an angle, and I don't think that's the best. I still have my ice vest on. That is like one of the main things that's keeping me okay and sane throughout this process, because it's providing a little cooling to the burning sensation that happens when I don't have it on. But I'm in a lot of pain. I would definitely rate it a 6.5-ish right now in this position, and I don't know how to fix it. I've taken all the medicines that I can right now. The medicine soothe the pain, but it does not make it go away. You're still going to be in pain for sure. So this is 2 days after surgery. I didn't expect anything different, but that's just how it's feeling. So I'm home. I decided to do a little fresh up and change pajamas. I washed up in the shower without touching my back. I decided to do a little laps around the house just to get more comfortable with this feeling. It feels really weird being so straight, and I can feel a lot of the pressure in my shoulders. So I'm maybe trying to walk it out, practicing my breathing. Can't breathe full deep breaths, so I'm just trying to work my way up to that. And I've been sleeping a lot. The hospital makes your skin look very glowy. So there's some pros and cons to all of this.
Worse is they don't tell you. They just like mess at bedtime. Like, what do you do from bedtime to 8 o'clock the next morning?
Exactly.
Like, that's when it's the worst.
I'm home. Sleeping for the first time at home was painful throughout the entire night. After your medicines, you're able to get a little bit of good sleep. It was about like an hour or so after our medicine, huh, Mom?
Mm-hmm.
And then you get a sharp pain, and it wakes you right up. And you're up, and you're trying to find a way to get comfortable, but there's no comfortable position. The pain is a burning sensation. I use the cooling packs to kind of counteract that pain, but it's all over. I feel it a lot, especially in my shoulders, and the cooling is only around your waist, but that helps the waist part, so I just have to thug it out for the other parts of my body. It helps to get up throughout the night and like maybe stand, help the blood in your muscles move, circulate, standing, and I sit, go to the restroom, but then I lay back down, still uncomfortable. I'm laying on my side right now. But yeah, it's not an easy process, and it's gonna hurt. I was sad last night just because it's hard to feel so dependent, and I hate you have to ask someone for everything. You have to ask someone to get some water, something to get something to drink. You can't even reach as far as you used to, roll over normally. I just get up out of bed normally. If I want to turn in my sleep, it's hard. This is a struggle.
This is what the doctor gave us. So I just scanned it in so all the medicines would show up. So they just gave the list of medications and when you're supposed to take it: morning, afternoon, evening, bedtime, and as needed column. So I just took that list and made one since we got home Saturday so that we could keep up with it. And the next list, I didn't put days because I got tired, so we can just write in the days.
Okay.
But
This
to
is
get
how you
us
keep up with the
started,
medicines.
it's a lot. And I had already got them separated out. So this was the 8 a.m. so that I wouldn't be scrambling.
And it's
So
8
you just
a.m.
go through this column and DSS, gabapentin. I took an ibuprofen, a multivitamin, and a multivitamin for children is Flintstone, and a polyglycol or whatever. Those two. And you have some pain meds as needed.
So I went ahead, based off the chart, separated the meds out by 8 a.m., 4 p.m., and 10 p.m. As we saw yesterday, in the nighttime, you are going to need some, so that's something to keep in mind. And 8 to 4 is a big jump, so we'll just see how today goes, because we don't have anything at noon. So we'll see how today goes.
Well, I'm fake helping him look for a phone.
Today's a new day, and I have decided to get out of the house. I got myself dressed. I tried to get a little bit ready. Of course, I don't feel the most energetic as I would normally be, and I am still in pain. I would probably put my pain at a level 5 right now. Getting dressed, putting on shoes, and everything was a task, and it exerts a lot of energy and puts a lot of strain on the back. And I can lift my arms up pretty well, so putting on shirts isn't a problem for me, so I don't have to do just only button-up shirts. But afterwards, I do feel the pain. I'm gonna take one of the heavier medicines to help me last throughout this day, because I want to go to lunch, take my sister to the airport, and so I'll check back in and see how that goes, see how long I last outside. So my errand day was successful. I made it all the way home for about 4 hours out running errands, and made it back in time for my 4 o'clock meds, and the pain was right on time for 4 o'clock. So that was pretty successful. I will definitely do it again. It was an interesting experience walking around with this new adjustment to walking in my back. And it was also an experience in the car. I needed a pillow for support in my back, as it was very uncomfortable sitting up straight, and glad I was able to sit in the front with the reclining seat. But other than that, I didn't have any complaints. I came back home, took some more medicines, and now I'm laying down relaxing, because it was also exhausting doing all that walking, and it feels like I have limited breath left. After the surgery, I just it's gonna be working back up to my full deep breath. So that's how I'm feeling. I'm gonna lay down for the rest of the night, take my medicines, eat dinner, and things like that. Today is a new day, and I slept through the night quite peacefully. I figured out what medicines work best for me that allow me to go pain-free through the 8 hours of sleep, which was a blessing. It was like, I felt like a regular sleep almost. No pain, very minimal pain, probably the max at a 2, until I woke up around 8 o'clock and ready for the 8 o'clock meds, and that's when the pain started flooding in. Each morning I do some laps around the house as well to keep my body moving and legs moving, and that helps as well. I also have a dad that pushes me to do the most, no matter what I am feeling. So I guess that can be a plus or a minus, depends on how you're feeling the day. But I'm going to get out today, going to the grocery store. I'm going to get some juices and some better foods to eat to maybe just help with my diet overall. So that is the goal for today. So my outing today was quite successful. It was more of an extenuating outing than the one yesterday. I was out with my brother. When I'm out with anyone but my mom and or parents, I honestly feel like an inconvenience, and I hate feeling like an inconvenience. So I pushed myself much harder than I probably should have. So by the time my 4 o'clock medications rolled around, I am in pain. I would give it probably a level 7 of like sharp pains in the spinal area. But now I'm in the car headed home. I'm just trying to switch up the position. Sometimes just it's more of like the stiffness or just being in one spot that causes the pain. So kind of moving around helps the pain a bit. But I'm going home to lay down for a sec, but I can't sit down. This surgery is not even did a dent in my everyday of sitting downness. I like to have fun. Today is New Year's Eve, and I still want to enjoy the holiday as I would on a normal occasion, of course with limitations, but I want to still be up and awake for later on. The way I am able to have like days out and things is, one, a pillow. I keep my pillow, of course, a strong mind, and last is an oxy pill. Those keep me pretty pain free for at least about 5 hours, so I'm able to go out and about without any pain and still feel like a normal girl. And especially during the holidays, I want to feel that way. I could see if I was at home chilling or didn't have much to do, but during this time, especially now being at home with my family and I don't stay here often, I want to enjoy the people around me and spend times with those I love. And I understand the part of rest and healing, but also I know this surgery is no good with just laying around, so I do push myself and I do keep living my everyday life because I do not want this to be something that stops me from enjoying the beauty of life. So today is just 4 o'clock. I took that round of medicine. That should get me for a while until it's nighttime. So I made it to 2025. I actually stayed up all night. I even did a lot tonight. I danced, I played games, I did it all off of 2 Tylenol. So it's possible. This is day 5 for me. Today officially is day 6 in 2025. So just showing y'all it is possible. You are not down after surgery completely, and you can make it. You can do this. 2025 I will be stronger. 2025 I will be healthier. Okay, 3 days back to back. I was feeling on top of the world. I woke up this morning actually feeling really good and didn't even end up taking any medicines because I didn't feel any pain until around 12. Like that was about the time that I actually got up out of bed and started feeling something. Like I went through the whole night and I went through the 8 o'clock medicines and everything until about 12. And I definitely, once I got up, I started to feel the pain. Today is the first day of 2025, so it is exciting in itself, and I actually did go to the bathroom today, so that was also progress. But after those 3 days, I am definitely, after those 3 days, it is definitely catching up to me, and I just can't do anything but lay down today. I got up this morning with energy to do a lot, but I just need to lay down today, and I think I'm just gonna watch some movies and do some work and I try to be productive while on this little hiatus sabbatical, but I can only do so much, and people are telling me to heal and slow down, so I'm gonna take their advice in 2024. Actually, 2025 and actually slow down for a second. So let's see how the rest of the day goes. As we have made it to a week, I want to share some updates of how I've been feeling and some things that I have learned in order to help anyone else going through this process. Memory foam pillows are probably the best investment, and I figured that out a week later. A body pillow has been the best investment. I love how I feel with it, the body pillow and the memory foam pillow together. That is what I am using now to support myself. I will say sleeping is hard. Everyone is different, but finding a comfortable sleeping position was not something that I expected to be a problem. But I toss and turn a lot throughout the night, which of course is hard. But whatever you gotta do to be comfortable at this point. So I'm hoping that these pillows help. Another thing is medicines or trial and error. Some days I wake up feeling great. I, of course, have a schedule of like 8 o'clock medicines, 4 o'clock medicines, some other times. But some days I wake up and I feel no pain until 12 o'clock. Some days I wake up in pain at 6 o'clock. Some days I wake up in pain at 3 o'clock a.m. So it's trial and error on that as well. Just listen to your body and respond in what your body needs at that moment. The cooling pack helps. At the hospital, they probably give you one. They suggest you take it home with you as well. That has been nice. It's a little inconvenient, but to carry, of course, you can't carry it, but someone else will have to carry it for you and do the labor of fixing it for you. Another thing, if you haven't got the surgery yet and you have more time to prepare than I did, I had a month, I would definitely recommend getting in that gym. Working on your arm strength, working on your leg strength, because you don't realize how strong your back is until you don't have that strength in your back without it being painful, of course. You can push through the pain, yes, but I do a lot of squatting. I'm clumsy as heck. I drop everything, and you have to roll to get it, because you can't just, it's going to be a while before I'm able to just sit up. I have to turn and then sit up and like use the rest of your body. So it is important to be active maybe before choosing some arm workouts to strengthen your arms. I was doing back workouts thinking I'd strengthen my back, but nah, I don't know. Probably a full body workout is ideal. Cardio probably would be ideal because you are going to get tired faster. You will get tired faster doing simple tasks. You want to sit down after a while. You need to sit down after a while. But if you understand your medication schedule, you'll have some good times. It's not all pain. The pain fades with the meds, but when it's time for that next dose, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it. And you also feel it when you're in uncomfortable positions. So finding what's comfortable is the most ideal. What else? Showering, of course. You can't get your back wet. You may need help with that. I started with help, but I've developed to, I can do the front. I've gotten to the point where I can just stand in the shower and just stand facing the water, do the front by myself, and then maybe have someone do some help with rinsing the back just to make sure I'm not getting it wet. So that's different, especially if you were like me, love standing in the shower. 20 minutes, I'm in the shower, never cared. 5-minute showers max is probably best. Or, yeah, 5 minutes, it's 5 to 10 minutes, really. You're not gonna wanna be in there for long. 10 weeks, the pain is, 10 weeks, the pain is lightening up, but it's different now. It's different pain. It's more, feels like it's in the nerves. Nerve pain. I don't know what it means. I'm going to assume it's my muscles building. It's my body getting used to being in a new position because it's more of a tender feeling rather than like a sharp pain in the back that I was feeling before. It's like my skin is tender. So that's different. A week after surgery, also, I get out a lot for it to be 1 week. I have been out the house maybe 4 times. And the last day I was out, my stitches started to bleed. That was weird. While I was out, I noticed in the car, I'm always taking a back pillow. That's another thing. I found one at the store that's a memory foam that's made for back pain. That was really nice. I look down when I'm getting back in the car and the memory foam pillow has blood on it. So I'm like, I'm confused. Like, where is this blood coming from? Not even thinking that it could come from my back. And it was, obviously. But we were panicking at first, but I guess it is normal symptoms of just the muscles moving and the drainage in the spine. And I'm doing a lot of movement. I can't lie. I do a lot of movement. Like I said, I drop stuff, so I'm constantly bending, trying to bend at least. So I guess that's just the name of the game. But that is something that happened the past few days. Other than that, my original dressing has come off, so it's just down to the steri strips. And that was an adjustment as well. It's much more tender without the padding from the hospital. And being at home is much different than being at the hospital, obviously. So there's been an adjustment, but 1 week down, many more weeks to go. It's like 2:45. Just celebrated the year and feeling a pain I have never felt before right now. Very sharp pain throughout the spine. It's like an 8 or a 9. And I don't know why it feels this way in the stitches. And I don't even know what medicines to take. I haven't felt this one before. Oh gosh, it hurts so bad in the middle of the night. It's very hard to find a position to sleep. Tried the stomach, the side, tried the back on this memory foam pillow. All of it hurts, but this is probably the best way so far. Oh God. Hi, it's been about a month and a couple weeks now, and I'm back in my apartment. Things are definitely different from the last few clips about 2 weeks after the surgery versus a month and a few weeks after the surgery. And I really wanted to include this one in the first recap video because at the beginning I was really wondering how long I'll feel that way. Although it's painful, you are still capable of enjoying the things that you will enjoy doing. To an extent of you will get tired, I will say. And that's even a month in. I get exhausted still by doing some certain tasks after like maybe 3 to 4 hours of doing back to back tasks or errands or anything like that. It's time for a nap. But now I am back home, so I don't have the support of my parents or family members anymore. I live out of state from my family, so you don't need any assistance or anything, I would say, a month in. I recently went to the doctor and got a checkup, and he released me to start working from home for the next 2 months until my next checkup. And then I also got a handicap sticker because of the pains that you feel when you are out running errands or doing things like that. I have those 2 things from the doctor that has aided me in this recovery, and especially getting back to my normal schedule of things. Sitting up in chairs, I would say, like this desk chair that I'm sitting in now is not the most comfortable for prolonged periods of time, which is why I have opted of not returning to work so soon. I can only imagine how being uncomfortable can affect my working experience, so I am truly grateful to have a job that I can work from home for. But I will say, if you did need to go into the office, that you could, or if you had a job that does not allow for working from home or remote access, you could. But just know that you are going to be in pain after a couple hours. Like maybe you start with half days until you are able to work your way up back to a full 8-hour shift or 12 hours or however long your shifts are. So I would say that is something to be aware of. A month or so in, I'm also not as heavily on my pain meds as I was before. So one thing I didn't realize that what happened is the losing feeling in my back. There is certain parts of my back, if this was my hand, I can scratch it and I can feel my nails on my back. But if I move up slightly, there is a huge portion of my back that literally scratching it with the same pressure feels like I'm rubbing it with my fingertips. So that is probably the weirdest sensation that I've had since the surgery up until now, and I'm curious to know how long that feeling lasts. Apparently it's your nerves were separated during surgery and now they're kind of forming back together, so it's regaining that strength or regaining those bonds.
but I'm curious to know how long that feeling will be going, because there has been many times where I would get an itch in that numb part of my back that is like behind the skin of where you can actually itch it. And so it's like something poking you from behind, but you can't itch it. It's like a terrible feeling. And being here in my new apartment, that happened to me recently, and I was trying to sleep, and to have a itch, like, first of all, everyone knows about a back itch, how uncomfortable that can feel, but to have an itch that you cannot scratch in that moment, and maybe this can help someone else, was I have a heating pad, and it vibrates, like, and that was only a temporary soothe. Like, I looked it up, and some people maybe recommend like cold compresses on it, or warm compress, or just trying not to think about it, like different things like that. I also want to discuss the feeling of driving. I still to this day, month in, take my pillow everywhere. I have a small pillow that I can take with me to different restaurants or places that I'm going, and have that support in my back, because since your back is so straight and most curved chairs have a curve, it kind of feels like you don't have that full support of, you know, being able to arch your back as comfortably to conform to a chair. I feel this the most, especially in the car, and you should be comfortable when you're driving. So I would recommend a pillow. You have to get comfortable with that question of explaining, why do you have a pillow with you? Like, why do you need a pillow for? It's for my back. I've had surgery. Bear with me. Like, different things like that is something that, or you just stay home. Nobody's gonna talk to you when you're at home. But I have ran into that a lot. Also, sitting in chairs with no backs, I would not recommend. I feel like when you're so used to being crooked, you have your weight distributed on your hips is much different than all of your weight being centralized throughout your spine. And that is probably what causes the most pain at this moment and after a month and a half or so. Because sitting up straight, like even now without being all the way back in the chair, puts all the weight right on my spine, and I feel it a lot. And so whatever this thing right here, that bone is, a lot of people apparently will feel pain in that after the surgery. So those are just a couple more things to be aware of. I would avoid any chair that you can't have a back in, and avoid any chair that you can't put a pillow in, because you're gonna be uncomfortable. I avoid stools if I can. Like, even leaning over, it probably provides a little bit more comfort, but it's not as comfortable. It's just relaxing and breathing. That's another point. Remember to breathe. I don't know what it is about me, if this has always been the case, or the surgery kind of made me more aware of it, or what, but breathing is important. And I find myself, like, after doing so many tasks, I just, you're like, what's wrong? Like, did you just do a lot? It's like, through all of that, I forgot to breathe. And I feel like that will remind you to relax your muscles, because I get tense and I will walk around with my shoulders up because I'm so tense trying to bear the pain, when usually you just breathe through it. If you're in the recovery process of a scoliosis fusion surgery, anything like me, I just want you to remember that, one, we just had a major surgery. It is not expected of you to get back in action and do everything right after the surgery. And that's something that I had to realize. It's okay to take it easy. It's okay to calm down and let life happen while you are recovering. And you are not missing anything by allowing yourself this grace. And you are not missing anything by allowing yourself the ability to heal. And I will tell you now, you don't realize how important your back is. All your limbs are important, but your back is where your strength, I feel, lies. Just imagine if no back. You need your back. Cherish your back. Okay? Take care of your back. Just know that you are gonna feel some changes, okay? You're gonna feel some changes. Things are not gonna be the same, but you will get through it, and it's temporary pain. The pain is not forever. Everyone has different levels of pain, for sure. Everyone has different tolerance of pain. I would say I have a low pain tolerance. I cannot tolerate. I hate feelings of discomfort. So to have those painful moments and be in a foreign space like this would have been interesting. So if someone is young and having this debate, like, should I get this surgery? Should I not? I would recommend you do it while you're young. If I could go back and tell old Zoe, young Zoe, you probably maybe should go ahead and do it. Especially if you think you're gonna do it either way, because your back is gonna only get progressively and progressively more curved if it's curved. If your back is at a point where it's curving to the point that you need surgery, do you think it's really gonna get better? And that's the question that you ask yourself. Do you think this will get better? In 50 years, will that future version of myself be happy that I took that surgery, or be sad that I didn't? And that was the main factor of it all for me. And so now my 50-year-old self, hopefully you can rewatch this video and relive this time. You're welcome. You're welcome. I wish I could tell my 16-year-old self maybe she could have done this for me, but this was a good time for me in the end. I learned a lot throughout this period. I learned a lot about my strength. I learned a lot about the things that I can handle. I learned a lot about organization of pills and medicines and understanding the feelings of your body and recognizing those feelings and figuring out what you should do in results of those feelings, which is transferable. All these skills are transferable life skills. And doing it any younger, for me personally, maybe I wouldn't have learned that. But you can from watching this video. But if you're younger, I would still say do it. The reason I say do it while you're younger is because you have that support. If you have that family support of people that can help you and you don't have to get back to work, you don't have to get back to school or life or kids. If you have that as a choice, I would say take it. But I didn't take it. I got the surgery at 23. It's not old. 23 is not an old age, but it's still not as young as I had the option to. And my spine progressed over those time and I was uncomfortable. And that month of discomfort could have taken away the feelings that I felt when I was younger, or the feelings that I will feel when I'm 50. I don't take that for granted. I appreciate myself for making that decision for the betterment of me. So I didn't know many people before that had the surgery or needed the surgery or even had scoliosis in general. So this has been an eye-opening experience for me, and I hope that this has been a learning experience for you. I hope to have alleviated some of those anxieties that you have had throughout this process, and understanding what it will look like afterwards, or understanding how it will be in a couple months. I don't mind giving periodic check-ins and showing how much better life can get after the surgery, or if anything changes. So please make sure to subscribe, like this video if it helped you, leave a comment to share your story, and I hope to see you in another video. Thanks.